What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we have a Gemini Jets airport update of Honolulu International Airport. We do have a few new models and some aircrafts I haven't put in this airport before, so we'll dive straight into it, starting off with this Fedex MD-11F freighter. That's what the F stands for, in case you did not know. This will be taking off for a flight out to Osaka. I would like to say, if you do end up liking this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it does really help support me. But moving right along, we do have this Alaska 737-900 in the Commitment livery, I believe is what it's called. Please let me know in the comments what this livery is called. But this is a very nice aircraft. This is a new model. This will be taking off on runway 8 right to head out to Portland. Third in line, we do have this United 737-700 in the split scimitar winglets. This aircraft will be heading out to Santa Ana. That is one of the only routes they do operate with the United 737-700 out of Honolulu. So that's super nice to see this aircraft at H&L. The next aircraft we have is the Delta 767-300ER without the winglets. I have been looking around to find one with winglets, but I haven't really found any good deals on any. Maybe one will pop up eventually, so I can get it for Honolulu, but this aircraft will be heading out to Atlanta. Next up, we have the U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemaster. This aircraft arrived in from San Diego and will be flying around the islands and landing at Lahui. Next up, we have this Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. This aircraft arrived in from San Diego and will be heading out to San Jose. Starting us off at Terminal 1, we have the Japan Airlines 767-300. This will be pushing back shortly for a flight out to Osaka, Japan. At the tip of the concourse here, we have this Hawaiian Airbus A330-200 in the old livery. This aircraft just pulled into the gate from Los Angeles and will be heading out to San Francisco. Next up, we have this Japan Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner. This will be heading out to no other than Japan, which is Tokyo more specifically. It's so nice of the car alarm to join my video. Moving on to our next aircraft, we have the Hawaiian Airbus A330-200 by Gemini Jets. This aircraft will be pushing back shortly. It is getting catered as well as fueled up. It'll be pushing back for a flight out to Seattle. And last but not least, for Terminal 1, we do have the Hawaiian Airbus A330-300 by NG Models. This aircraft is offloading the passengers and offloading the baggage as it just arrived in from San Diego. Starting us off at the bottom of the inter-island terminal, we have the Hawaiian Boeing 717. This aircraft is arriving into the gate as it just arrived in from Hilo. This next aircraft, which once again is a Hawaiian 717, just arrived in from Kona and will be heading out to Kahului. It is currently getting fueled up to head there. And last but certainly not least, we do have the Hawaiian 717 once again. This aircraft is also in the new livery and is loading on the cleaning crew to clean the aircraft before it heads out to MileHigh. Moving on to our middle concourse, we do have the Alaska 737-900ER as our first aircraft, and this one is in the More to Love livery. This aircraft just arrived in from Seattle and will be heading out to Portland. Next up, we have the rare occurrence of the United EcoSky 737-900ER. This aircraft is loading on passengers as well as the cleaning crew at the back of the aircraft, as you can see. And we also have some servicing being done before it heads out to San Francisco. I didn't actually mean to do this, but this aircraft will also be heading out to San Francisco, and it is the Sun Country 737-800 in the Tide Pod livery, or the new livery. Sun Country does operate seasonal service to Los Angeles as well as San Francisco. At the corner gate here, we have the Southwest 737 MAX 8 aircraft. It is currently offloading the passengers as well as offloading the baggage, and is getting catered for its next flight out to Kona. It is so awesome to see Southwest is doing very good with their inter-island services. So yeah, I hope they do expand even more throughout that. At the very tip of the concourse, we have the Delta Airbus A330-300. It does not have a set destination yet, but it will be heading out to Seattle later tomorrow, so I guess it doesn't have a set destination for tonight. But it'll be resting overnight and heading out to Seattle in the morning. Moving right along, we do have the WestJet 737-800 in the 100th Boeing 737NG livery. Just pulled into the gate from Calgary and will be heading out to Calgary once again. And taxiing right here, we have the Southwest 737-800ER. Just arrived in from San Diego and will be heading out to Las Vegas. Moving back to the concourse, we do have the American Airbus A321 in the Stand Up to Cancer livery. This aircraft arrived in from Los Angeles and will be loading on passengers as well as loading on baggage, and will be heading back out to Los Angeles. Next up, we have this Alaska 737-900ER in the One World livery. This aircraft just arrived in from Seattle, Tacoma, and will be heading out to Anchorage. As you can see, it is loading on the passengers as well as the baggage on the back of the aircraft. The last aircraft at the middle concourse is the Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is loading on passengers as well as the crew members before heading out to Sacramento in about 10 minutes. Starting off at Terminal 3, we have the Philippine Airlines Airbus A330-300. This aircraft is loading on the passengers before heading out to Manila. It also has the catering trucks going around the aircraft. The next aircraft is the American 777-300ER. This aircraft is obviously in the new livery. I am hoping to find a 777-200 for American that I can use for this airport, but this aircraft will be heading out to Dallas, Fort Worth. Then following that, we do have this United 787-9 Dreamliner. Or excuse me, this is the -10 Dreamliner. Very gorgeous model. I have not put this in a airport update in a very long time, so I am happy to put this back in. It is just resting overnight and will be heading out to Chicago ORD early in the morning. So yeah, just resting here at the gate. And for the last United aircraft, we have the United 777-200ER in the new livery. This aircraft is pushing back out of the gate and will be heading out to Guam. Moving on to our cargo gates, we do have the UPS 747-800. This aircraft just has some cargo sitting around it, but it will not be going anywhere tonight. It'll just be resting at the gate, and then early in the morning/afternoon, it'll be heading out to Hong Kong. The next aircraft is an aircraft we have not seen at Honolulu in a very long time, which is the Fedex 767-300. This aircraft is loading on cargo on the back, as you can see, and it'll be heading out to Singapore. The last but certainly not least aircraft is the ANA Airbus A380. This aircraft is an absolute beast, of course. It is humongous and the biggest passenger aircraft in the world, and the biggest passenger aircraft to operate here. Probably one of the biggest aircraft to ever land here. This aircraft just arrived in from Osaka, and it'll be pulling into the A concourse, or the first concourse, and will be heading out to Tokyo Narita later on tomorrow evening. So such a humongous aircraft at the airport. That does conclude this airport update of Honolulu International Airport. I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you did, please consider leaving a like on the video as well as subscribing to the channel if you are new and you do like this type of content. I do plan on making more Honolulu videos, of course, and Denver and Colorado Springs and a new airport coming in a few weeks. So I'm very excited to announce that. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day/night, and goodbye.